Just before sunrise, when the sky still glowed pale blue and the forest lay under a blanket of cold mist, a lonely highway cut through the silence. Cars rushed past moments earlier, leaving behind nothing but fading echoes. But on this quiet morning, something unexpected waited near the road. A tiny, trembling tiger cub, no more than 2 months old, curled up beside the asphalt, shivering, frightened, and completely alone. This is the emotional true story of how that helpless cub and his injured mother were brought back from the edge of tragedy. A forest patrol vehicle was passing through the area for its usual early morning inspection. The officers scanned the roadside for signs of poachers, injured animals, or broken fencing. One officer leaned forward, squinting through the fog. Something small was moving near the road. At first, he thought it was a stray dog, but as the vehicle slowed and approached, his heart froze. It was unmistakably a tiger cub, weak, frightened, and calling out faintly. But the real shock came a moment later. Just a few steps away, hidden partly by tall grass, lay the mother tiger, badly injured, struggling to breathe. She had been hit by a speeding vehicle during the night and collapsed while trying to protect her cub. The officers immediately realized the danger. A wounded adult tiger was unpredictable. But they couldn't leave her or the cub. Both lives were hanging by a thread. The cub kept crying, trying to stand, but his legs shook too much. He attempted to reach his mother again and again, each time falling back to the ground. The mother tiger could barely lift her head. Her breaths were short. Her eyes were cloudy with pain. Traffic was increasing. One truck, one moment of carelessness, and everything could end instantly. The officers quickly blocked the lane and radioed for emergency backup.
Severely injured tiger and cub need tranquilizer team and medical support urgent.
Every minute mattered. Within half an hour, a team of veterinarians, wildlife rescuers, and tranquilizer specialists reached the scene. The air was tense. Every movement had to be slow and precise. The veterinarians studied the mother from a safe distance. She had severe injuries and could still pose a threat in panic. A tranquilizer dart was the only safe option. The dart fired, a hiss, a soft thump. The mother tiger let out a weak growl and then slowly relaxed as sedation took effect. Now attention turned to the cub. He squeaked helplessly, trying to hide behind a bush hardly bigger than him. One rescuer approached slowly, whispering gently, and wrapped him in a soft cloth. The cub didn't resist. He was simply too tired and scared. The mother was lifted onto a stretcher. It took 4 people to carry her carefully, avoiding further injury. The scene was emotional. A lifeless-looking mother and a crying cub, both being carried away from the danger that had almost taken their lives. Inside the ambulance, the mother was given emergency oxygen and IV fluids. Her pulse was weak, but present. Her breathing, uneven, but hopeful. The tiny cub was placed in a heated enclosure. He whimpered softly, sensing unfamiliar surroundings, but too exhausted to fight.
A rescuer stroked his head gently. "You're safe now, little one. We're taking you home."
The 40-minute ride felt endless, but the hospital team was already prepared for immediate treatment. The mother tiger was rushed into treatment. Her injuries were extensive: internal bleeding, fractured rib-deep bruises, shock, and dehydration. The vets worked quickly, cleaning wounds, stabilizing breathing, and monitoring her heart rate. Meanwhile, the cub received warm milk formula drop by drop. At first, he barely reacted, but as warmth returned to his tiny body, he began to drink more eagerly, gaining strength with every swallow. Hours passed with every second feeling heavier than the last. And then, just after noon, the mother tiger slowly opened her eyes. She couldn't stand, she couldn't move, but she was alive. And across the room, the cub lifted his head, recognizing her scent. He gave a soft, desperate chirp. She blinked in response. The room fell silent. It was a fragile but powerful moment, the bond between a mother and her newborn refusing to fade. Over the next several days, both mother and cub stayed under 24/7 care. The cub recovered quickly, his energy returning, his curiosity growing. He began exploring his enclosure, practicing tiny pounces and bonding with caretakers. The mother's recovery was slower. Her injuries were severe, and she required constant monitoring. Yet day by day she grew stronger. Her appetite returned, her breathing normalized, and soon she could stand, weakly at first, but with determination. The cub was allowed near her enclosure, sniffing, chirping, and trying to reach her. She responded with low, rumbling sounds, a mother's call of reassurance. After 1 week, the team decided it was safe for them to be reunited physically. A spacious recovery enclosure was prepared to mimic forest conditions: soft soil, leaves, fresh water, natural scents. The cub was placed inside first. He looked around curiously, then paused, sensing something familiar. The door behind him opened. The mother tiger stepped in, limping slightly but strong enough to move. The cub cried out and ran to her. She lowered her head gently, touching him with her nose, inspecting him, comforting him. The reunion was powerful. Pure emotion, pure instinct, pure love. Rescuers watched with teary eyes. This was the moment they had worked so hard for. For the next 3 months, the mother and cub lived in a large outdoor rehabilitation center. The mother regained strength through natural exercises. The cub learned vital survival skills: stalking prey, climbing, hiding, identifying scents, reacting to danger. The goal was simple: prepare them for a safe return to the wild. Slowly, they transformed from injured patients back into confident wild tigers. After multiple health checks and behavior tests, the team finally declared them ready for release. Deep inside a protected forest reserve, far from roads and human settlements, the release cage door was opened. The mother stepped out first. She sniffed the air carefully. Her muscles, once weak, now moved with strength and grace. The cub followed, excited and energetic. For a moment they both stood still. Then they walked forward, disappearing into the deep green forest where danger had been replaced with freedom. 2 lives saved, 2 futures restored. A story of compassion, courage, and hope. A tiger cub once found trembling beside a highway now runs confidently through the forest, where he truly belongs. And his mother, once broken and bleeding, now walks proudly at his side. Because sometimes, all a life needs is a chance.